How did I give birth to a child that isn't mine? I was grocery shopping with my daughter when her pediatrician called me. Your daughter's blood work came back. We need to discuss immediately. The next morning in his office, Dr. Morito kept clearing his throat. Susanna's blood type is a negative, he finally said. Your records show you're O positive. Your husband is a B negative. He paused. Susanna cannot biologically be your child. I actually laughed because obviously the lab screwed up. These things happen all the time. But he was already sliding a second test across his desk from a completely different lab. Same results. My husband Zyler drove us to get DNA testing that afternoon. He kept squeezing my hand saying the blood type thing had to be wrong, but something in his eyes said he wasn't so sure. 3 days later, the results confirmed Susanna was his biological daughter, but she shared zero DNA with me. His hand went limp in mine. What aren't you telling me? His voice was small, like he was scared of the answer. When I went to sleep that night, I found him going through my old journals looking for evidence of affairs I never had. When he found nothing, he demanded we prove I actually gave birth to Susanna. When I was crying too hard to respond, he just rolled his eyes and claimed I was gaslighting him. But a few days later, the hospital pulled our delivery footage. There I was, 5 years ago, pushing out this exact baby while Zyler cut the cord. But the administrator kept saying, this doesn't change the DNA results. Like I was too stupid to understand science. Zyler accused me of secretly using donor eggs. I kept begging him to remember the 36 hours of back contractions, him watching our daughter crown. But I guess my MIL's constant whisperings about how I shouldn't be trusted finally worked, because it was like talking to a wall. Zyler started sleeping in the guest room. He'd stare at Susanna during breakfast like he was looking for traces of another woman in her face. Susanna asked why Daddy wouldn't hug her anymore. We were at Olive Garden pretending to be a happy family when it happened. A drunk woman came up to our table laughing. Your daughter looks exactly like my sister who died 6 years ago. She pulled out her phone showing me photos. Susanna was identical. Same upturned nose, birthmark behind her left ear. My sister used to donate eggs. So who knows? The woman continued before walking away. Zyler played it cool until Susanna was asleep. You used a dead woman's eggs? He screamed in our kitchen. I grabbed his face and tried to show him the desperation in my eyes, but no amount of denying changed anything. My mother called the next morning asking why I'd done something so deceptive. And when I insisted I hadn't, she sighed like I was a teenager caught smoking. Just tell us the truth. We'll still love you. My dad stopped answering my calls entirely. Even my mother-in-law, who'd been there for Susanna's birth, suddenly remembered I'd been secretive during pregnancy. The next day, Susanna came home with her unicorn backpack dragging on the ground. Her tiny self was shaking. My classmate Timmy said I came from a dead lady. He said you stole me from her tummy. Her voice cracked. And Cynthia's mom told Cynthia not to play with me because I'm not real. She buried her face in my chest. Am I not real, Mommy? Update. My lawyer said that without biological connection, I had no case. The dead woman's family got visitation rights as biological grandparents. Zyler had testified on their behalf, showing the court DNA evidence and arguing Susanna deserved to know her biological heritage. Zyler got full custody. I get supervised visits on Sunday afternoons. Susanna clings to me the entire time while the supervisor takes notes. She keeps asking when she can come home. I lie and say soon, but soon that lie came true. I was sitting in my car outside Susanna's dance recital.